Hey guys, what's going on? What's going on? Joe Calico, Vlogs by Cali. You can call me Cali. And I want to do this video because I came across another video this morning about the new terms of agreement for PayPal. And it was bothering and it had me concerned. And I thought, you guys might be concerned. Like I said, I ran across this video this morning, but it was actually posted 2 days ago on the 25th. This video is basically saying that PayPal will assert copyright and ownership of all intellectual property. All intellectual property. So what they're basically saying is if you use the PayPal payment form on your website, your eBay store, your blog, whatever, they're basically trying to claim ownership of all intellectual property. They're claiming all copyrights to our stuff. And like other companies do that. Like we all know if you post your picture up on Facebook and Instagram, they have the right to use those pictures however they want. They got some type of copyright because you uploaded it onto their platform. So we all know that. So let me know what you feel about PayPal trying to claim the rights to the information on your website. Because truthfully, it seems like these big corporations is trying to control the internet. That's how it really seems like. These big corporations is trying to control the internet. But then at the end of the day, could we really boycott PayPal? You know what I mean? What other alternatives do we have? So let me know. But I'm gonna put a clip. I'm gonna put the video up at the end of this video. I do not own this video. I own no copyrights to this video. So let me just put that out there, being that it's a copyright situation. This is for fair use. I'm trying to educate the public. But I will put the video up in this video, and I will also put a link to the video into the Alex Jones page where the video can be found. Thank you.
Let's talk about this other article that you've got up today that went up just a little while ago. PayPal asserts copyright ownership over all intellectual property of its users. Now, of course, they're doing this through a new user agreement. I want you to break that down. But, Paul, when I look at this, everywhere I turn, I see big corporations asserting copyright ownership over everything, over things that they don't own. We need to understand that this is the fundamental basis for how they're going to control the internet, how they're going to control you. Is how they're going to shut down your car. We've talked about how General Motors and other automobile manufacturers are asserting that you don't have any right to work on your car. You don't own your car. It is merely a licensing agreement, as John Deere talks about. They own everything because they own copyrights. And this is the fundamental basis of the way they're going to come at the internet, saying you got a copyright violation, so we can just shut down your website based on mere accusation. And it is woven throughout the transatlantic and trans-Pacific partnerships. But let's talk about this particular case here with PayPal. Break this down for the users.
Well, yeah, this is key, as you said, because it ties into TTIP, which, of course, they classified under national security. Obviously, because if anybody actually found out what was truly in it, they would be horrified. That's going through at the moment, obviously allowing foreign corporations to change US law. But a business owner sent me this link, and nobody else has reported this. We're the only news organization to report this. PayPal has announced that it's going to update its terms of agreement, terms of service, effective July 1st this year. And this is what they say in their own terms of agreement. Quote, when providing us with content or posting content, in each case for publication, whether on or offline, using the services, you grant the PayPal group a non-exclusive, worldwide, perpetual, irrevocable, royalty-free, sublicensable right to exercise any and all copyright, publicity, trademarks, database rights, and intellectual property you have in the content in any media known now or in the future. And it goes on and on. So basically, if you're a website owner or if you're a business owner who uses PayPal to take payments, from what this says, and we need copyright lawyers to comment on this because none have done so as of this moment. I asked 4 different intellectual property experts to comment on this, so hopefully we'll get an update to it. But, if you've got a website or a business and you use PayPal services to take payments, to me, this reads as if they're claiming complete intellectual property ownership over anything you put on that website, anything you publish, again, online or offline. So
that's amazing. I mean,
really
it looks pretty
creepy.
extensive. Yeah, it looks pretty extensive when they're talking about worldwide, perpetual, irrevocable, royalty-free, sub-licensable, right to exercise any and all copyright, publicity, trademarks, database rights, and intellectual property rights you have in content. I mean, that is pretty amazing, regardless of if that's restricted in any way whatsoever. See, that's the way they sneak this stuff in, Paul. They put it in the fine print, just the same way that they're trying to sneak in these trade agreements, so-called trade agreements. They're sneaking it in quietly, privately, secretly, so that nobody can see it. They're going to have to pass it so that we can see what's in it, except that we have seen some of what's in it because it's been leaked. Some of the aspects of it have been leaked by WikiLeaks. But that's the way these guys are operating. They're just absolutely, they just say that they own this and then put it out there. People need to understand that. They also need to understand, just like I pointed out earlier in the show, John Deere and General Motors are both pushing back against the idea that you own your car. And General Motors said people are mistakenly conflating ownership of a vehicle with ownership of the underlying computer software in a vehicle. And as John Deere pointed out, we're just giving them a license. You just have a implied license. You don't really own anything. That's the perspective of these corporations.
Yeah, and they can revoke that license at any point.
Mm-hmm.
What's interesting about this is there was a huge controversy in 2012 where on Facebook you saw people posting status updates asserting that they maintained copyright ownership of their original content that they posted on Facebook. And that was quite a misnomer, because if you actually read Facebook's own terms, they merely stated that Facebook asserts the license to use and display that content, not that it owns the copyright to that content. So this PayPal TOS update is a lot more draconian than the Facebook situation, which caused a lot of controversy back in 2012. And again, no one's reported on this. There are 2 blogs where a handful of people are freaking out about this. No news organization has picked it up. And again, as he said, they know that people don't read terms of service agreements, so they can slip this kind of stuff in. Whether it's legally enforceable after it gets publicity, which it should do, I would be doubtful of that. But it just shows you the attitude that these huge corporations, and of course, PayPal is not given its record. I mean, they froze WikiLeaks' account back in 2010, so they've got a history of targeting groups politically. The head of PayPal, one of the head developers, as we covered earlier this week, is now advocating that instead of a password, you would have a brain chip to access your computer or, eventually your PayPal account itself. So it's not a very venerable company in terms of its history. And with this kind of language, they're only going to drive more people away. But, it's like there are very few alternatives to PayPal. This is the problem we have when corporations get these kind of monopolies over things like payment systems, because I've been using PayPal for 15 years now, and I've never run across an alternative that works as well. So, I mean, that's how they maintain dominance over these sectors.